So, you're thinking about moving to Orlando, Florida. Well, in this video, we're going to go over some of the pros and cons, the good, the bad, the ups and the downs of living in Orlando, Florida. Is it all sunshine and rainbows? Let's find out. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Orlando, Florida, then hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell, and you will be the first to know about the Orlando market trends. I'm Nate Samson, and my team and I get phone calls each and every day from people just like you asking for help with their move to Orlando, Florida. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, give me a call, shoot me an email, or send me a text, and I'll be happy to help you with your move to Orlando, Florida. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to go over the pros and cons of living in Orlando in this video. And one of the biggest advantages of living in Orlando is, of course, the theme parks. Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, those are the main big attractions that people think of whenever they think of Orlando, Florida. And they provide outdoor entertainment for many age groups. Anybody of all ages can enjoy the theme parks. I love taking my family to the theme parks. And a bonus of being a Florida resident is you get discounts on going to some of those theme parks, which is a nice little perk and advantage. Now, one of the biggest disadvantages of living in Orlando comes with one of the advantages is the millions and millions of tourists that come into Orlando. No, not the people. It's the traffic and the congestion that they bring visiting Orlando, Florida. It makes our roads, especially I-4 over by the theme parks mainly, very congested. On top of that is the amount of toll roads that we have traveling from east to west in Orlando. In order to get from one place to another, you're going to have to be using a toll road. So I would recommend getting a Sun Pass to bring those tolls down to a little smaller discount for Florida residents. It's kind of a little perk we have here. Now, another perk of living in Orlando is, of course, the weather. The weather's annual temperature on average is around 72.4 degrees, which is absolutely beautiful, which means you get to wear shorts and flip-flops all year round, and you get to enjoy all the beautiful things Orlando has to offer outdoors all year round, such as the lakes, golf, swimming, you name it. You can enjoy it out here any time of the year, which is a huge bonus. To talk a little bit of a downside of the weather here in Florida would be the summers. The summers do get extremely hot. They do exceed temperatures over 100 degrees, and it's not the temperatures that actually kill you here, it's the humidity. So if hot and humid isn't really your thing, then Florida's a tough spot to be. But take away the heat and humidity, and you still have to worry about the hurricanes. Now, hurricanes and extreme weather do happen quite often here, but the perk of the hurricanes and being in Orlando specifically is that you are in the center of the state, which is probably the safest spot for hurricane season. So Orlando does have that going for it whenever it comes to hurricane season down here. Now, going back and talking about a little bit of the negatives about the theme parks is they do get very expensive if you plan on going quite often to Disney World and Universal and SeaWorld and things like that. I would recommend getting an annual pass because on average the Disney annual pass is starting out around $450, and a Disney annual pass can go all the way up to about $1,500 for the year. So can get quite pricey, but it is worth it to some. I personally enjoy it. I personally take my daughters there quite often, and we love it. It's totally worth it for us, but I figured I'd have to let you know about those prices. Do get kind of costly. Now, living in Orlando comes a variety of different neighborhood vibes. You have new and modern over in Lake Nona with Boxy Park. It's beautiful but very modern. And then you have old and elegant like Winter Park and Windermere with a beautiful downtown area that's walkable with mom and pop shops and everything else. I actually do a video about Winter Park. I'll probably post it down in the description below. But different neighborhood vibes all around. And then you have the college vibe of UCF. Over on the east side of Orlando is UCF, one of the biggest colleges there is in the nation, actually. I believe it's the nation. It's definitely the biggest in Florida, but I think it's the biggest in the nation. So a lot of opportunity, a lot of different vibes. So whatever you're into, Orlando definitely has it, your own little niche and area to live at. So that's another thing that Orlando has to offer. Now, one of the biggest reasons people want to move to Orlando, Florida would be where it's located. Orlando is in Central Florida, and you are just a couple hours away from every other major city in Florida. You have Tampa, which is about an hour and a half away. You have Miami, which is about 3 hours away. You have Jacksonville, which is about 2.5 hours away, and you can get to pretty much any beach on either one of the coasts in about 45 minutes. Well, at least the East Coast is about 45 minutes, Cocoa Beach and Daytona, and then you have, like I said, Tampa about an hour and a half west of us. So huge perk about Orlando is definitely location. Location is what everybody always says, right? Now, I have to mention some of the insects and wildlife. You know, with the outdoors and with the weather the way it is, definitely going to have some insects and wildlife to deal with. Maybe above average mosquitoes at times, depending on where you're living. If you're living next to water or a place like that, which in Florida, you're pretty much living around anywhere in water. And with water in Florida comes alligators. I have one living right back here. From time to time I see him. He's about 4 feet long, but you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. It's honestly no big deal. The insects definitely can be a problem, especially love bugs. Love bugs are very annoying, more so than any other problem. And if you don't know what a love bug is, when you move down here, you will definitely find out. So hopefully that video was helpful for you. It named some pros and cons of living in Orlando. There's many more, obviously, but there's a few just to summarize for you. And just a reminder, if you are moving to Orlando or thinking about moving to Orlando, whether it be in 9 days or 9 months, please give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. You can also schedule a one-on-one Zoom meeting with me personally in the description below. So feel free to do that, and I will see you next time. Thank you.